Hi, this is Data. I've been going back to my roots and drawing the traditional media. Recently, I saw a Pixiv and VRChat collaboration contest, and thought, why not enter? It's totally not just an excuse to draw. There was a VRChat avatar design that I really liked but never saw people use it. Her name is Haishima, a character created by Moflaki. I typically don't use female avatars in games and internet spaces, so I thought maybe I'd show my appreciation by drawing her. Pixiv, by the way, is a Japanese art community where people post their art, similar to how DeviantArt is. I visited the site for inspiration since I was a wee lad. It even has daily prompts or challenges in case you have no idea what to draw. Contests have always been something I shied away from, because I don't like competition. I'm more of a cooperative team-based, let's work together kind of guy. Plus, I didn't have much self-confidence growing up, so I was like, maybe one day in the future, I'll be good enough to enter these things. Honestly, I wish I could tell my past self to just submit things for fun, even if they aren't professional grade or as good as everyone else's. So instead of overthinking, I saw it as an opportunity to draw more Kemono-style art for fun. Yes, there are prizes and a chance for the art piece to be featured in the official VRChat world, but it isn't the main motivating factor. Anyways, enjoy the sketch portion of this video. I'll see you again later in the inking chapter. How did you even get eraser in your mouth?
I was erasing too aggressively. Yeah, I was just erasing too fast and too hard.
Oh, I'm being called. Oh, spooky. Alright. Inking and lining are scary things I've been hesitant to do all my life when it comes to traditional media. Truthfully, I have a lightbox pad thing underneath the paper so that I can ink on a different sheet above it, preserving the original sketch. But I inked directly on the sketch because why not? That was a mistake, which you'll see why later. I don't really take care of my nibs as I should. Really, I just wipe it with a paper towel whenever I'm done. The paper I'm using is 30% recycled copy paper. Using cheap and plentiful paper to draw makes me feel more inclined to use it than a sketchbook meant for art. This also has a few drawbacks. The paper will bleed and feather. This means that the ink will soak through the sheet and mark whatever is underneath. Also, the lines will be slightly blotchy, which, in my opinion, can also be a natural stylistic choice. One of these days, I should invest in a microphone so you guys can hear every scratch. It's a nice treat for those who like the sound, but I understand it isn't for everyone. I personally like it, along with the feel, but, you know, I can't telepathically give you the sensation through the video. One thing that I forgot about drawing traditionally was that my hand can be in the way sometimes, or all the time. I can also smear wet ink if I'm not careful. Over the years, I've grown used to drawing on a pen tablet, one without a screen. So naturally, my hand wasn't in the way. The strange thing though is that I feel locked in when I'm on paper, especially when inking and trying not to make a mistake. That makes me keep going. When working digitally, I find myself staring blankly at the screen, like mind empty kind of thing. And then 30 minutes pass by. I don't know, am I the only one that experiences this phenomenon? Ultimately, the dip pen is just a tool to make dark permanent marks on the paper. Could I achieve what I'm doing here with a micron fine liner? Yes, but I think I like the ability to make slightly thicker lines with pressure. It has a certain character.
I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean. I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you...
I know I draw my persona with more human-like hands, but I really like the aesthetic of chubby paws. With my style, it works better with Kemono type characters like Haishima here. There's some unrealistic things here with the paw grabbing the cup, but it's enough to show that she's grabbing it, so I don't have to worry too much about if it makes sense or not. It's like that one meme where it compares the sci-fi artists from back then to now. I find it inspiring to think that I don't have to fret about every single detail that most people will probably miss anyways, even if I do have an engineering and science background. That's creativity and art. Free.
I'm really Trying, but I can't see solutions. I've got my marbles, but I'm starting to lose them. I'll keep on thinking, but I know I'm running out of options. Yeah. I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean. I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean. I think you need to use your words. 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 I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean. I know you're not the best with words, but you need to think before you speak. Although you're trying to be honest, you always say things you don't mean.
Although the inking is mostly done, it still feels a little lifeless. I'll use this Fude brush pen from Kuretake to thicken up some lines and fill black areas. This requires a very controlled hand, definitely not something to use after 3 cups of coffee, but I did it anyways. The wonderful part of using the brush pen is that I can control, or attempt to control, the variance of line widths even more than the G pen from earlier. It's a very versatile tool, but it's also the most unforgiving. A very talented manga author named Takehiko Inoue used brushes to ink Vagabond, a manga centered around a fictional version of Miyamoto Musashi. Incidentally, as a kid, I used to play Brave Fencer Musashi and Samurai Legend Musashi, so he's kind of a big thing. One of my early role models, in fact. One day, I might skip the G pen and go straight to the brush pen for inking, but for now, I trust in my process of G pen first, then brush. I try to thicken the outside lines of the character more than inside to get a bit more pop on the page. I also like to thicken some, but not all of the inside lines.
Just tell me you're okay. My name is Jack. I've been standing next to you in a storyboard. You can draw another one of your own. I don't have to call that day. 気づくまで何度だって奪い合って朝になってくるまで見上げたら窓に差す海光Drain my power, stacking up hours. Playboy playing it through, nothing new to me. Dream of my childhood, Pikachu, lifeblood. Need no night ride, cause my eyes shine wide and narrow, dizzy, shallow, melatonin, rainy Monday. I walk outside naked, so high. Why do I keep feeling so cold? Like glaciers in the sky. Dripping down all the time. You disappear on cloud nine. While I am flying overdrive. Like glaciers in the sky. Like glaciers in the sky. Like glaciers in the sky. Dripping down all the time. Fleeting colors. Great disasters. Wide and narrow, dizzy,
I forgot to add a few details like the arm logo. The original character design has Japanese kanji on the right arm, but I didn't want to mess it up, so I just used the left arm logo instead. Alright, we're done with inking. It's been a really long time since I scanned something for art. Those are my DeviantArt days as a teen, and because of that, surprise, there are a few things I need to clean up. So here's the issue. I forgot pencil still shows up in the scan, and it's a pain to extract the lines in its natural form and not a jagged digital mess. Clip Studio Paint has a built-in line and tool extraction function. Although it's quick and convenient, it's not my intended effect, or maybe I'm using it wrong. I had to look up how to effectively cut out the lines to have its own layer so I can color it. Unfortunately, my recording software didn't capture the screen, so a lot of the submenus you can't see in the Speedpaint. On a side note, I'm practicing traditional media with colored pencils because it's something familiar to me and produces surprisingly nice effects. And yes, I got a 50-pack of Crayola to start with, but don't underestimate what amazing things artists can do with them. So stay tuned on the channel to see some colored pencil illustrations in the future. Who knows, maybe I might put on my Ko-fi shop or website. we're done. I'm pretty proud of how it came out. I even learned a few new things about Clip Studio Paint along the way. But I'm even more proud whenever I see the inked paper version whenever I pass by it. And call me cliche, but having it physically there has a unique feeling. I can't describe it well. Maybe it shows all the nuances and hard work put into it. I might hang it on my wall to commemorate this moment where I shared something I like with you guys on YouTube. Back to the contest entry. All it needed was a contest tag and to click submit. Oh, and what good timing, my friends want to play games. See you in the next video.